Record. Can someone confirm whether it's recording? I don't see the little.
It's recording.
It says recording.
Okay.
I see the red dot.
Yeah. Can you see the breakout room icebreaker screen?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Right. So we took the photo, and next up, I'll sort of quickly go over the ACAG, but I think everyone's familiar with this group. Our membership is open to all Asians, Asian American, Pacific Islanders, and allies. And this is a common misconception, but you do not need to be API to join. If you know any friends or have any people that is sort of interested in learning more about Asian culture or the different struggles we face, feel free to invite them. And so this is our last meeting of FY21, and it's been a long but really rewarding journey. And I just want to recognize all of our volunteers this year, and our diversity, equity, and inclusion AG lead, which is Ivelisse, and our board sponsors this year, Heather, Dana, and Kalyani. And so we have many volunteers in this meeting today. If you're a volunteer, give yourself a pat on the back, maybe some applause for all the great work you've done this year. Okay. And so in this portion, we'll go over some key activities that we had this year. And if the volunteers within these programs are available, or if they're here, we'll have them speak a few words. So, Margaret?
Hi, everybody. My name is Margaret Omori. I think I know most of the folks on the line here. The first slide, let me say I was the vice lead this past year and lead next year. So stepping into Lisi's shoes, which are big shoes to fill. And we wanted to kick off honoring the inaugural mentoring program. So this is a program that has been in the works really since the start of the affinity group. You know, one of the key goals and priorities of the group was to connect mentors and mentees who had a shared cultural connection, because we all know the data and statistics right behind having the value of a mentor, and in particular a mentor that understands your cultural connection as an API woman is so important. It's not something that all of us are necessarily able to find in our workplaces or our schools necessarily. So to have the affinity group to bring us all together and create that network is so valuable. And I just, want to honor the co-leads, Shivani and Cami, who worked on this, and then Parvati is a volunteer as well. There was a lot of behind the scenes work that went into collecting information from our members, and then creating a matching program to match the mentors with the mentees. Just like I said, a lot of logistics that were involved in this. And at this point, we've kicked off the program with 3 to 6 months as this kind of first wave of mentor-mentee matching. I know I've already had a couple really great calls with some awesome mentees, and I'm really excited to stay connected with them moving forward into FY22. So the program is really off to a wonderful start. And it's exciting to see this first wave start up, and I'm sure the program is only going to grow moving into the next year, and that's really a testament to the work that everyone did in FY21. So big thank you. I don't see Lisa, I don't think I see any of these folks on the call in the gallery here, but that's all right. We will pass along our thank yous and send out some awards later. All right, you want to take this one?
Sure. So this year, a new initiative by the Community and Social Media Group was the Mentor of the Month highlights. And these are really great because many of our members were able to be spotlighted and the graphics just look amazing, and I believe there were 8 of them. If I'm missing anyone, my apologies, but I'll either have Jatiana or Christine say a little bit more about their experience and the members of the month.
I just want to say Jortiana is very good at making graphics. She's the go-to graphics person, and this was very fun to do to highlight some members of our AGs. So actually, those in this call, if you'd like to be highlighted, feel free to reach out, and we would love to feature you.
So thank you so much, Jatiana, for your hard work, and Christine for kicking off this initiative. I'm excited to see it grow next year and continue the great work that you've been doing. Right. Next up is our extremely robust awards and recognition program that Victoria has led this year. So I'll let Victoria say a few words about this experience.
Yeah, this was a great year. We really jumped in and tried to tackle everything. And so thank you everyone that helped volunteer to review people's awards packets, nominate people, put in information for mission awards, multicultural awards, everything. Definitely could not have done it without everyone's support. So thank you.
I'm super excited for the mission awards, which we will be submitting very, very soon. And come FY21, I'm excited for our impact at conference.
We're going for gold.
No, I just want to add real quick on this one. I just appreciate everybody's work. I mean, I think one of the goals that we had, was to try to get as many diverse candidates out there, both for nominations, but then also for awards, and to see, that come to fruition with the number of awardees we had who are API women or who are in the affinity group is such a wonderful achievement. So thank you again.
Right, next up is the 2021 APA Heritage Month celebrations. And so this was really, really exciting. And this year we received a lot more support from SWE headquarters in regards to this initiative. And personally, it was really great to listen to all of the podcasts that we produced, including the one with the first Asian American SWE president, Gloria Montano, a podcast with upcoming and current directors, Jenny Morikawa and Kalyani Malena. Sorry if I'm butchering the name. And with SACE CEO Khan Vu. And we also had the opportunity to highlight the affinity group through a series of community spotlights that SWE was doing and HQ was leading. So we if you hear an ice cream truck, there is an ice cream truck outside. Unfortunately, I will not be getting ice cream. Yeah, Han, do you want to say a few words about this?
No, I just wanted to thank everyone for jumping in. It was tough for me this year because I was in Japan for pretty much most of the month of May and all of the month of April. So thank you for everyone to jump in, and we had such great volunteers and great articles and spotlights that made everything really meaningful. And I loved what we did with the podcast because I thought they were really, really well done. So thank you.
I just want to add, Lacey, to, just to close out that, this was obviously a difficult Heritage Month, right? Because it coincided with kind of a lot of activities and events in the news coming to a head with Stop AAPI Hate. So, I really appreciate everybody's resilience, putting together this program and finding things to be hopeful about, and also having some really difficult, honest, and important conversations. And Christine, thank you for your leadership in that, in particular with the community forum that you held. It was, I think, really impactful and provided, a safe space for a lot of our members to go through what we were all going through at that time.
Are the podcasts still available online?
Yes.
Okay. Great.
Yes, so they're actually on SoundCloud. If you just look up SWE Diverse Podcast, they should be online. And I think the one with Gloria received, I think, like 300 listens, so it was a really popular one. Next up is conference, and we had a special work group this year that was tasked with working with API leaders, SWE leaders, and really developing some common, I guess, or just finding some similarities between API SWE leaders. And Vanessa led both of these initiatives. Is Vanessa here and able to talk? I know she might be
Yeah.
driving.
I'm here. So yeah, it's kind of different this year because conference didn't really turn out to be a conference. We had virtual conference at FY21, and we kind of organized some watch party and meet up online. And then when it comes to We Local, everything got canceled. So Lizzie had this great idea about let's look at our API SWE leadership. So we host a private discussion group to kind of have our Asian SWE leaders to share about their career, SWE career path and some of the things that they're concerned about. We capture those, and I think this is a very interesting conversation that we want to continue on. And thank you everyone for helping out with the activities around FY21. It was a busy week at the time, and I think everybody enjoyed the event we put together online. Thanks.
Yeah, that's great. And we had opportunity to collaborate with the Senate Rise team. And they were, so through, so hopefully, as you can see, the SWE ACAG is not just a community, but we sometimes can play a bigger role. And I really like that about this group, because if you look for those opportunities to sort of do more within SWE, we provide the perfect platform for that. So if anyone has any ideas for anything similar to having a working group that brings together API SWE leaders or anything like that, maybe reaching out to sections in predominantly Asian and Pacific Islander schools, or working more globally with affiliates in Asia. You can do that through the affinity group, because we have that strategic component as well. And we're at the society level, so we have that sort of support. Yes, and I'm excited for FY21. We had 2 sessions that were accepted. Lost in Translation, Demystifying Asian Culture, and the other one was Breaking the Bamboo Ceiling of Senior Leadership. So I'm hopeful that will be a really great session and answer many of our questions. I know many of us are interested in, the leadership pipeline and how to break the bamboo ceiling. Right. And next up is just an overview of our presence online this year. And as an affinity group, our main platform is Facebook. And I'm really excited to say we almost saw 101% membership increase. So we started with around 250 members at the start, so 1 year ago. And now we have over 506, we have 506 members. And we recently celebrated our 500 member milestone. And out of those 500 members, 410 members are considered active, according to Facebook. And I provided a few more metrics that Facebook sort of collects. And I thought it was really awesome that we had almost 1,000 comments in the span of 1 year and over 6,000 reactions. So that's 6,000 people that, liked or commented or spent the time to read a post and respond to it. And we had some really exciting workshops this year and events, including the community forum and intersectionality in the SWE AGs, which Christine played an integral role in, as well as the fireside chats. And we collaborated with an external organization this year at the very start called LEAP. And we invited their president and CEO, Linda Akutagawa, to come and discuss understanding and leading from your Asian cultures and Asian culture and values. And many people, I feel, got a lot from that experience. So I don't know if Christine or Jyotiana would like to say a few more words about our presence this year and our community that's really grown.
Sure. So I've been the community lead for about a year, a little bit under a year and a half now. And it's been really nice to see the growth on many different platforms and also to see the engagement with all of the different events. So I've chosen these events to host, such as the community forum and the intersectionality event, because I think that we as an AG have a very special place to host events that cater to our community. And this isn't necessarily possible in a collegiate section or even a professional section. So I think it's really nice to have this space where we can see what we want to see. And I think this is also an open call to anyone who is interested in learning about a specific topic or learning about something new that you might be interested in. Reach out to the leadership team and we'd be happy to work with you to make that a reality. And also if you're interested in any other, general learning opportunities, I would be happy to work with you on those. So yeah, thanks everyone.
One thing I want to point out is really there is no Society of Asian Women Engineers, and I was looking this up when I was working on launching the Finny group, but really we are the only platform that's dedicated to. We're the only group, and we have the only platform that's dedicated to Asian women in engineering. So that's a very valuable niche that we can take advantage of and really help promote visibility and professional development within our community and demographic.
Yeah, and I think it's a very important niche that I wish I had as I was growing up in my career. Would have been very helpful. I just was very fortunate that I had some really great mentors that were white men that really kind of showed me this is what you should do, this is what you shouldn't do. But not everybody has that. And being a mentor, with SWE, I've come to realize that what I experienced was very different from what a lot of women experience, and Asian women especially, they just don't get mentored because a lot of times it's just not, we're not viewed as leaders, even though we have the capability of being so.
For sure. That's absolutely right. But I believe it's changing. It's changing with organizations like SACE. It's changing with because of our AG and and organizations like SWE. And I hope down the line in a few years, we'll definitely see the representation that we've been asking for.
For me, it wasn't till FY20 that I realized about the bamboo ceiling and how Asian women are the least likely to get promoted. So I think it's really important that we educate ourselves, so then when our organizations are having diversity, equity, and inclusion conversations, we can make sure that we're included. Because if we don't even know the statistics ourselves, oftentimes we're left out of these conversations.
Yeah, and I really appreciate how outspoken you've been, Preeti. And I've seen you post on LinkedIn and making sure that Asian and Asian women are included in the conversation. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Next up is I'm really excited to announce that the website launched today. So if you can go on it right now, just HTTP, there's no S. They got to figure out their security and certificates, but it's HTTP dot // or :/ acag.swe.org or just acag.swe.org. And this is, I've been working on this website for a while, and I'm just really excited to see it finally be sort of done. It's not going to be updated for FY22, which is like in 2 days, but it has all of our information. And if you're interested in being on the leadership team and getting involved with maybe this website that you see right here, let us know. You can email us at that email. You can message us, and we can definitely look into bringing you on board as a webmaster. But yeah, in particular, I want to point out that we have a membership tab on the navigation bar, and I know some people struggle with joining the AG because we are on Facebook, but the membership tab gives all the options for engaging with the AG, including our newsletter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and our email, of course. So hopefully this is going to help with bringing our community together and making sure that everyone is engaged.
Lucy, congratulations.
It looks awesome.
Yeah, this is so beautiful. You've done such a wonderful job. And I mean, it really is going to make the group more inclusive. So great work. Thank you.
Lucy, I do have one question. I was updating my SWE membership today, and I noticed that on the membership portal now, there's a way to opt in to ACAG stuff. Is that tied to our newsletter?
So it's not directly tied. It's a little complicated, but we do have access to people who select that option. And I think as of now, there are probably over 700 people subscribed to that listserv. And we can push we can push content, but we're not directly managing that listserv.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I mean, that's 700 people. I know on Facebook we have a membership of 500 people, but in reality, 700 people within SWE identify with this AG and want to hear more about us. So I expect to see that number grow as more people update their SWE profiles, and the AG grow along with that. And okay, next up is the actual award ceremony portion. That was a bit of a spoiler. And Margaret, I'll let you take the first 3 and I'll take the next 3.
Awesome.
If that's all right. Okay, here we go. I've never done anything like this, so this is very awkward. Then you know why, but yeah, let's just hop into it.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, well, we have so many people to recognize. I mean, truly every member of the leadership team did such a wonderful job this year. And we have recognition certificates for all of you because all of you truly, we wouldn't be where we are today without each and every one of you. And we wanted to highlight a couple of our leads and members who had significant and outstanding achievements this year on this call. So we wanted to start today with Christine, who is on the call today. She was our community lead, and we have awarded her the Distinguished Contributor Award for all of her outstanding commitment and contributions to the Affinity Group throughout the entire year, really year plus. So Christine, thank you so much for your contributions, from the community forums to the intersectionality event that you moderated, all of the social media posts. You know, truly you brought this community of 500 to 700 plus members close together and really empowered each and every one of us. So thank you. And we're very, very excited that you will be a member of the team next year and can't wait to see all of the things you'll achieve into FY22.
Yay, congratulations.
Yay!
Go, Christine. Yay. Second up, we have Victoria for a distinguished advocate. Victoria really jumped into this awards role this year, and we were kind of learning as we went about all of the different opportunities that we had to, one, like we were talking about before, promote our members to apply to and ultimately win awards within the larger suite, as well as promoting the affinity group itself to get its name out there for this Mission and Cultural Award. There was a huge push over the last month to write up the past year plus of achievements and get those submitted so that the affinity group and each of its members can be honored. So Victoria, thank you so much for your leadership and your contributions and commitments. You have really brought awareness, I think, to the affinity group's accomplishments by highlighting members, by getting representation out there, and it really is supporting this larger SWE goal of diversifying SWE. So thank you so much. You've done great work, and we're also so excited that you'll be back again next year.
Congratulations, yay. Yeah, I wish there was like a applause that I could play, and then we would get some applause, but
Nice. Yay, and then next up, Jertiana, who is on the line as well today. Jertiana is our outstanding new volunteer. Jertiana jumped into this role, and like some others have said, first of all, she is a graphic design queen. If you haven't seen all of our posters, our social media posts, our flyers for events, I literally asked Lisi, how did we hire like a marketing professional? We have no budget. who's behind this? And it's Jertiana. So I mean, and that's the tip of the iceberg. She's also been extremely involved in all of our social media posts, and social media is so important, right? Because it communicates to our members all of our events, all of our goals, our achievements, and really goes a long way towards communication and bringing the community together. So Jertiana, thank you so much for your contributions, and I believe you're sticking around as well next year, so can't wait to keep working with you, and thank you so much for all that you've done this year.
Right. Next up is Vidya for Lead's Choice. And unfortunately, she was not able to join us, but she has done a great job as a new volunteer, also jumping in and being just a very active member, very engaged, always looking for opportunities to help out, and has definitely been a very dependable volunteer this year. And she's worked on a few projects, in particular the collab with Grad Suite's international team on the webinar/workshop for international students. And I asked her if she was available for it, and she just jumped right in and was very engaged and worked really well with the Grad Suite representative in ensuring that the event came together. Additionally, she led the planning and moderated the podcast with Gloria Montano for APA Heritage Month. And I think she did a wonderful job, and it's really exciting to see new volunteers who are so passionate about contributing to the AG and pushing sort of the entire leadership team to be even better than before. So yes, thank you for all your contributions and commitment in FY21. 21, yes. Hey. And our next two awards are awarded to general members of the AG who have been particularly active. So our first outstanding new member award goes to Han Kim Loy for your participation within the AG. And we definitely notice when you attend our meetings and events and stay active within the Facebook group. And we really appreciate that sort of activity, because sometimes it can feel a little lonesome when it's just the leaders talking. And so thank you so much for your contributions to the AG. Yay. And next up is Pretty Guman, and I may be butchering your name. Also, was a new member to the AG this year and has been incredibly active on Facebook, and has joined us in a few of our recent meetings that we really appreciate your input and insights, and for being so open with your experiences within engineering, and I'm sure many of the younger engineers within this group really appreciate that sort of perspective. And thank you so much for posting different articles within the AG to help just spread knowledge of different issues that are relevant to us. Okay, yeah. But so thank you so much. Yes, yay! And thank you so much for joining us today. And I do see there's another award. Oh, what is this?
Victoria and I needed to sneak in a last slide here. Victoria, thank you for your help with this and being sneaky today. You know, we would be remiss if we had an end of the year awards banquet without honoring Lisi. Lisi has been the lead of this group for well over a year, longer than really the formal commitment, because she really, from the start of this AG, stepped up into a lead role and has truly grown this AG from a grassroots effort all the way to, like we said, a group with 500 plus members. You know, when you look back at the last year of accomplishments that we just presented in some of these slides before, and then Lisi and I actually had end of the year meeting with our board of directors members, going through all the accomplishments. I mean, Lisi, you were a part of every single one of them. And we would not be here today without your commitment, your time. Anytime I had a question, onboarding as the vice lead, you and I are slacking. Like, I think I talk to you as much as I talk to my boyfriend on Slack some days. So thank you so much for everything that you've done. I mean, really, this affinity group has provided so much value to all of the members, all of the folks on this call, and then truly to this larger mission of SWE, you know, increasing the representation of Asian women within the society, and then helping us bring all of those values back to our schools and our communities and our workplaces. So, you know, we so appreciate everything you have done for this group, and we are so sad that you're leaving, but also very excited that you're not going too far. So I don't know if everybody has seen, but Lisi is taking over the role in FY22 as the DEI AG lead. So Lisi will kind of be graduating up from the Asian Connections Affinity Group lead to having all of the DEI AGs under her wonderful leadership and stewardship. And I know, Lisi, that is going to be such a wonderful role for you, because you know, some of your biggest contributions to this affinity group have been growing it, providing structure, you know, creating processes, documentation, the website. And I just know that all of your experience and accomplishments that you've contributed to the Asian Connections Affinity Group, you'll bring over to these other affinity groups and help them grow too. So it's so exciting to see. And we're so glad you're not going too far, and that we'll all still be able to work with you next year. So if anyone else feel free to jump in, but I just, you know, we had to recognize Lisi today before we close out the call.
Great, thank you. So I wasn't the only one being sneaky here, huh? So I think.
Luckily, Victoria is talented with PDFs and Photoshop, because I was trying to make something as pretty as you made.
Yeah, I sneaked in Victoria's award. So yes, it's fun, it's fun to see that. Yeah, I mean, this is a nice surprise. I wasn't expecting this, but yeah, thank you for this award. And it's been, it's been an honor to serve the AG and lead the AG, and leave it in really good hands. And I think that's the most I could ask for, just ensuring that I know in FY22 the ACAG will still be a powerhouse AG. And I'm excited to see what the new team will come up with, and really, really, continuing the mission and values that I think we established really well this year. Okay, and
Well,
thank
you've
you.
got it so together, Lacey, that we forget how young you are, and you're still collegiate kind of age. So so thank you for everything you're doing. I mean, you are just impressive, just like so many of the young ladies who are here. So I'm really excited for this whole group.
Yeah.
You guys are just warms my heart because you are our leaders. So.
Thanks for pointing that out. So Lisi, for those that don't know, Lisi was a senior in college this year. So on top of the affinity group, she was managing her senior year in engineering, which we all know what that's like. And it was COVID, so dealing with that, and also applying for jobs and trying to graduate. So, all of those layers on top, Lisi, it's really, really very impressive.
And to the best of my knowledge, Lizzie is the first one from her family graduated from college.
Yes,
Wow.
I'm the first to have a bachelor's.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yes, it was tough. It was very, very hard, but I'm very happy to have graduated and to have really a degree and to start my professional journey. I'm excited to see where it'll take me. And I guess the last thing I want to mention is I think one of the best parts of this AUG and being on the leadership team is the other leaders that I get to interact with and work with. And I think one of my, what really keeps me going is the people that, the people that benefit from everything we do within the AG, but also the other people who are working very hard to make sure that we have events, we have activities that people feel included, and that we're well represented, and we're making strides to increase representation within the greater SWE and the greater engineering ultimately. So I'm just really, really happy. I remember attending my first SWE conference and essentially not seeing that many Asians, and I remember feeling super unmotivated and disheartened because I felt really out of place. And that was before the AGs existed, or that was before the ACAG existed. And really my goal was to not have younger, the next generation of SWE members and younger SWE members go through that experience. So I'm very happy that this AG exists and it's in great hands. Yay. Okay. And last but not least, I think it's appropriate to finish off this meeting with the FY22 leadership team. And I don't know if Margaret would like to say anything about this. So Margaret has been working very hard on the onboarding process and making sure that the new leads are transitioned well into their positions, and that there is a strategic plan for next year.
Yeah, thanks, Lacey. I'm very excited. This is kind of our The org chart as we have it now, I think it's pretty much final. We're just finishing up some calls with folks for the vice lead position, but other than that, you know, really excited to have a mix of folks who are staying on from last year, and then some new members stepping up into the lead roles as well. And I see a couple of them on this call, which is really exciting. So, you know, more to come in the coming weeks. We'll be posting the official leadership team names and org chart very soon on Facebook, and then reaching out you know, in the coming weeks to sort of have a kickoff call and start planning for the calendar year FY22. I think we had a good call with our board of directors last week or 2 weeks ago, kind of celebrating the achievements of FY21, and then kind of understanding their thoughts on goals and priorities for FY22. And we can talk more about that in the kickoff call, but I think it's really going to be honestly growing the same along the same trajectory that we have been, and really working to engage as many of our members as possible, and then, you know, working on sustainability at this point. Kind of balancing growth with sustainability as we progress into this next year. So really excited to be working with everybody. And like I said, stepping into Lisi's shoes, they're big shoes to fill. So I'm really excited to have such a wonderful leadership team to help me out with that transition. And, you know, anyone else on the call, lead or just general members, if you have thoughts, ideas, feedback, questions, want to be more involved, please feel free to reach out to me or any of the folks that you see on this slide, and let us know how we can help serve the group. So yeah, I think Lisi, that's it for me.
Yeah. So this is pretty much the last slide, and we're almost at time. So once again, I would like to thank everyone for attending this event, our last event, and I couldn't have asked for a better team. And I'm super excited to see what FY22 will bring. I think Margaret is a great leader, and under her, I guess, tutelage, I'm sure the AG will do amazing things, and I'm sure my shoes are not that big. Very small.
Your Asian shoes.
Yes. Yeah, so I guess the last thing is there is a feedback form, which is, I guess, a little cheesy since this is a casual event, but we're always looking to learn how y'all, you know, think about, or what you think about our events. And this is something we hope to do in FY22 with all our events, to improve them even more, and make sure that we're providing relevant information and content. Lastly, I will be emailing everyone their awards very soon, so either today or tomorrow. And yeah, I would encourage you to actually share it if you want, which is also very cheesy. But yeah, these are legitimate awards. We're a big group, and I think we've really established ourselves, and I hope everyone here continues to stay involved, and I hope to see. Oh, awesome. So it looks like we have at least 4 or 5 sessions from ACAG members at FY21. Yeah, and I hope to attend FY21, and if anyone else is also planning on going, we'll definitely have a ACAG networking opportunity. Congratulations. And thank you so much once again for attending.